Welcome back. We have here with us Danielle, and we're going to start discussing the backlash at Urban Outfitters after the Kent State debacle. All right, so who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so this is the thing. Urban Outfitters took this T-shirt, or sweatshirt, you could say, put Kent State's name on it, sweatshirt. And I guess this happened after the incident took place in 1970 with the whole Vietnam War. Kent State students, they were protesting against it. And the results, 4 students died and 9 were wounded. And so this is something so big. Universities are speaking up against it. Kent State has speaked up against it. This is something serious.
What I actually think, well, to me, I don't think that it poses a controversy on the collegiate level. I think that the problem is the intent behind it. Now, that's just if Bowling Green had an incident that was long ago, and we have several sweatshirts, collegiate, Falcon shirts. Now, I think what it is that no one's done it before. So the issue lies that no one's done it before, so we're going to try to make it seem that it's bad. I think that it's making them knowledgeable as to what happened. A lot of students come into a lot of universities not knowing anything about the university, and I think that sometimes putting it through clothing, we wear different clothing, not knowing who's behind it, what their intent behind it. So in my opinion, I don't think that there's any bad intent behind it, though.
I think it was distasteful, but I think Urban Outfitters as a whole is distasteful because, I mean, there was they had that T-shirt with the sign that the Jesus one, the ones that the Nazis made the Jews wear, and then there was the one they had, Eat Less, which was supporting women with like eating disorders. They are known for doing distasteful things, and I think that this was just another example because there was no need for that shirt. But it was just like, who does that?
And they just say that it's vintage, and that's their excuse.
Yeah,
It was
who does
vintage.
that?
I think it also comes in with the design because I actually took a look at it and I examined it. So up in the top corner, it has like bullet holes, and then you can see like it's just like blots of blood. And I'm like, okay, everything would have been fine if you took the blood away. Like I understand your whole vintage because it looked like kind of sort of old and washed out.
Like tie-dye.
Like tie-dye. And that's all you have to do was just give it a little rug, get a little scrape or something, get the little vintage look. But there are literally bullet holes in that shirt.
Urban Outfitters said it was just like supposed to be like distressed and look old, and that was why it had bullet holes in it, but I don't know.
They failed.
And there's not other universities that are looking at it as why Kent State, but there's other universities that have had like massacres and things of that nature. Why Kent State? So I think that's another question a lot of people are posing is why did they use that school in that incident for the T-shirt?
Well, if we're looking at it that way, if we want to go ahead and do this whole incident, well, let's bring up an incident or let's make a T-shirt in recognition of this incident. For instance, if they would have did a T-shirt for Columbine, how would we feel about that? Would we think that it was terrible or distasteful or anything like that? Would we feel some type of way about that? You know, the shooting that happened in Columbine, that was really massive. So how would we feel about that? That would have been, yeah.
See, I think with that, they thought that the people their market wouldn't have known about that incident because it was so long ago, so they thought that they were just going to slip it under the radar. But had you done like the Virginia Tech or something like that, somewhere else where there had been a shooting that we could remember people large, then they probably wouldn't have took that risk. So I think that's what it was.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think, well, like I said, I had to do research myself, and I think that it was really sad. And I think, you know, Kent State, you know, put their statement up, and so did Urban Outfitters put their statement up and everything like that. And Urban Outfitters, you know, they apologized. You know, Kent State they were saying like, out of all the universities, basically why our university?
All right, well, who knows? Who's right, Kent State or Urban Outfitters? That's our show for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Next week, we will be joined by the director of the BG Chamber of Commerce to talk about the good happening here in BG.
That's right. We will also be joined by a representative from the Humane Society who will be joining us with an adorable furry little friend to talk about upcoming events for the Humane Society.
Sounds like a great show next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye.